We're good? Yeah, thank you, by the way. All right. All right, so what are we seeing here? We're seeing a market that put a captain setup, then a switch trade, then another captain setup, and retested. A lot of fluctuations. I think this is a market that is a little bit top heavy, and we have a potential of really reaching our next target of 396. Testing harmony zone number 1. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning. So we hit harmony zone number 1 and also the top end of the Globex band, and the market is pulling off. So that's still a bearish behavior, and we have a 95.75 target. $20.15. They're running the stops. Right under that 30 and 20. So we have a target, a 403, then our target of 95, 96. Here comes that 3, and we'll see if we can get the 96s or not here, because they tend to come very close to it, especially a Globex, and then bounce right back up, trying to trap people. So just you have to kind of be very careful of trying to remaining short here. Speed, range, and behavior. Speed, moderate. Range is expanding, and the behavior is short. Good morning, Marty. Good morning. I mean, you see, I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. I mean, they came within less than a 10 point from Globex, and Just bounced it right back up. I mean, here we go again. Testing harmony zone number 1 and the top end of the global expand in the market is just pulling back. Okay. Okay, let's see a rally back up. I mean, there's a stop run that they could take from the 400 into Globex, bleed the market in the 90s and the 85s and bounce it right back up. Yeah, that was a nasty stop run right there. For 40-point stop run, then they just slapped the market real hard. So you are between Globex and the next target of 71, and that range is gonna take a little bit of work to go right through it. $90 to $40. Here you go. Yeah, that zone between Globax and the next target, it was just demand heavy. We should always expect them to kind of try to defend Globax. They always do. They always on a first touch basis come to it and bounce right back. Rarely do they not at least at a minimum pause around that level on a first touch basis. Now what they do after that, that's a different story. But we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. All right, they're testing. There's a lot of stops above 45, and that will take us to the 60 if they run it up like that or close to it. Yeah, no problem, Sheila. The market is out of sync with this push. So now it's a two-sided market, and we have a potential of really uh, hitting harmony zone number 2, which is 46 by 56. As long as the 409 is holding, there's a chance that we will hit this 50 level, because that is the stopping point with this captain setup. That captain setup is really holding up the structure. So as long as we hold on to this here between 10 and 15, we may run the stops above 45 into this zone. And we'll see what kind of market we have then. What happened if we break the 09? Then I'm looking for rallies to short into this market. Right now the market is in this little spot where it has the potential of a stop run higher. So they're protecting it. See that? Protecting that structure. We should be running the stops shortly. As long as the '09 is there. Here it comes. Yeah, they're gonna be going to 60 here in a second. Okay, so harmony zone number 2, first touch bases. That's a good reaction to it. Typically needs a couple of reactions before we kind of start looking at the shorts. A lower high here. That's a good one. That's weak behavior right there. That's a weak behavior right there. I know, I know. I saw that one, Becca. I was like, I bet you she took it. I bet you she took it. What is that? That's about 15 points or so, but I don't know how much of that did you pick up. Probably like 10 points. 7 points. 7 to 10 points. 50. How many contracts? Switch trade right here. That's another sign that this market is struggling here. We get to 13, which very high probability here soon. You're getting first touch bases, then you're getting a second lower high. I mean, that is the setup in that zone, literally. A high and a lower high. We gotta see. I mean, this is support. They're gonna come back and retest it. We'll see how far they want to go with it. You need to get to 13 in order for the market to start getting back in sync. And then from 13 to 08, the market will be in sync. then we'll run into the 400 and try to run it over, and they're going to try to defend that price action. So you really, if I'm going to get short, I need to get short a little bit higher, into 13 and into 8, because they're going to defend those levels. Or if they get to 13, I want a nice bounce and then a lower high. Got very close. Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you. I mean, the middle of the range and around Globex and all that stuff, that's just an area of extreme consolidation. So you got to be quick in and out, make your money, move on. They're running these stops. Let's see how far they want to go. You have stops right above that 38 into the 44. Yeah, they're going to push it a little bit here. Yeah, consumer sentiment coming up here in 4 minutes. And that's going to be a fast-moving market off of it. And inflation expectation coming up at the top of the hour. So I want to be flat into that. I mean, here they go. They want to put a captain setup. I mean, that's a captain setup short right there. I mean, so tempting, really, at a 39 entry with a stop at 45, and you're looking for 20s and a break into 13 and 8. So you're risking 8 points for the potential of that happening ahead of news. That's the only problem that prevents me from taking that trade. We'll see. It should be moving like right now. Here we go. Yeah, they need to be moving quickly. And the fact that they're not moving quickly, that tells you that they're just waiting on the news. So that means my 39 is relegated to like a quick scalp to break even ahead of that news coming up in 2 minutes. Yeah. Patience is a trade. I think that's a good patience here. Even though that now, if they put a switch trade right here at 33, I mean, that is, yeah, I know, man. I know. It's just they're teasing me. High impact, I know. I mean, they're gonna put a switch trade and then slam this market lower, and they just do it right before news. Here we go. See that one? Stop still 46, 44, 44, 46. Captain set up switch trade. This should flush. But it all depends on the piece of news coming up, really. But that is a short setup. I'm about to say screw it and let's go. Here you go. Come on, baby. News coming up. Okay, here we go. Boom. See that? Damn, boy. I just couldn't do it with news. Just couldn't do it. I'll be back. 5-minute break. All right. I'm back. Okay, so they ran it up one more time into harmony zone number 2, and now they're bleeding it down to a stop run toward Globex, and they'll try to defend Globex again. How is that, Adam? I mean, if you're short anywhere, up here you should be good. That's where the market is at anyway. Was shorting how did you get punted out if you're short? Unless you're super heavy and you don't have room. I see. I see. All right, so couple of things going on. This is capping market. Speed, range, and behavior is speed is moderate, range is contracting, and behavior is more short than long against harmony zone number 2. So we're seeing the this kind of pattern. Man, look at that. That captain sub switch trade, boom, and this thing just they got to Globex to the tick. Look at that, twice, and then off you go for higher prices. So you see how they're reacting to Globex. Yeah, it's a choppy market, man. You gotta be very scalpy with minimum contracts. I mean, I wouldn't be too excited about big moves right now. You're in the middle of the range, and the market is actually surprisingly still in sync on the short side against that captain, against that harmony zone number 2. That zone number 2 is holding up so far. And we're noticing that the middle of the range they're not respecting as much, right? I mean, you'll get a couple of bounces off of it, then the market kind of really slice right through the middle of the range, which tells you it's a consolidated market. So in that type of market, you almost have to look for the stop runs above or below the most recent lows and highs and look to fade them in the direction of the 200. Like you don't want to be invested in too much of the middle of the range action. go. Come on, baby, let's go. All right, so that's the defense of Globex coming up. Middle of the range action right here against harmony zone number 1 and a lower high. So they put a switch trade right here. We'll see how far they want to go. I'd rather not get positions in the middle of the range. I'd rather it like really run up above 36 and then reverse. Gives me more room, because anywhere close to Globex, you're seeing what they're doing. They're buying it. And anything into harmony zone number 2, they're selling it. So I need as much of a distance between me and 96 as possible. So they're putting a lower high, but that's a tricky one. They're trying to hold it, by the way. If you're looking closely, they're trying to hold it. It's all against that Globex, man. Globex is the big deal today, and it's a Friday. They're trying to hold it. Now the 36s will come and they run it up and take out some stops. And we'll see if the true shorts are going to be coming in. I don't necessarily want to see 50. If I see 50, that puts a bit of a halt on me trying to get short. Because that tells me that, okay, the 200 and the 100 are out of sync again. The market would have to move all the way down to 10 to make it eligible for a swing trade. Don't necessarily want to do that. So 50, I think if you see 50, you're going to see 60. 60, if they do a double top there, that'll give me a shot at it. Good luck, Matt. Yeah, trying to read through today is a little bit interesting. You're reading between the tea leaves on that one. But we know a couple of things. Market is not a trending market, and what's working the best is fading the stop runs. And third, scalp, baby, scalp. And don't oversize. So the four things that we're recognizing about the market today. Yeah, it can happen. You pass 60, this will happen. Here comes the stop runs, and the 50 is coming up, so that kind of shifts the personality, like we said. So like the shorts need to come in like 50s. Okay, maybe they'll come in 60s. We'll see. Market is out of sync right now. So here comes the 55.60. Okay, so that's run stop once. So they ran the stops. Okay, so their stops are from 44, 54. Okay, so 10-point run. And that's good to see on the short side. You want to see another rally that fails, or even if they go 56.60 and fails. So one of those two scenarios are good enough. They put a switch trade here, makes it a little bit of an interesting proposition. I'm gonna pass on it if they do 41 close. I wanna see something a little bit different. I wanna see something like a run up, because right here you're if you're looking at the 100 into your Rinko, look where we at. Like we're right here. I see that the market kind of tanked every time we got to this level. So it did it once, twice. So if they put a sell signal right here, I think the market has a little bit more buying interest and they're going to push it higher. So I don't want to get stopped out on that behavior. Let them run it up and then show me failure. Then I'll play that game. Otherwise, just leave it alone. You have a top, a lower top. You have that one over there as well. So you're getting multiple tops up here. Oh, look at that switch trade. They liked it. That's fine. That's fine. How is ES doing? ES is very lethargic, extremely lethargic. Just very quiet. It flipped the candles and it's trading uh, basically around Globex. Globex is 59.39. So we'll see. You're looking for a target of 28. All right, they're trying to stabilize it here with a double bottom. So there's a run up coming up into into Harmony Zone number 2. And I want to see if they hold it. If they hold it there, then that's shortable. If not, then so meaning that you go 45.50 and you make a lower high. That would be an issue for the longs up there. You really have to kind of go above 55s and 60s and just blast to 70, then pull back. How's everybody doing, by the way? Adam, any improvement? Becca, where you at? Sheila, Marty, Matt, Steven. Hey, Becca up 400, you're up 40 bucks. And hey, life is good. Marty up 550. I'm still trying to put on a good trade here. We're in the neutral zone, so that neutral zone is going to be choppy. A little bit of patience here and we'll see what happens. So the 45.50, I mean, yeah, they need to push it past that 50 a little bit. You'll trap a little bit more people. Or they could just flip it here, then flip it back and run it back up. But here we go. They're choosing this 50 run. That's a small minor stop run. And you have a 55.60 is a bigger stop run. Position. Okay. Man, slim pickings in here. I mean, that's a shortable event right here at 46, but look what the market is doing. It's just not a lot of momentum. They're doing it. Well, here comes here comes the momentum. Oh man, you want momentum? Break 28. You'll pick up some steam into the 20. Then the market is going to be. Here we go. Captain set. By the way, Captain set up short on the 50 NT Renko. I mean, I feel like we read this just fine. Is we need action. There you go. Potential captain set up short on the 100 NT Renko at 408. We're gonna see 408. And we got 408. So let's take a look here. You see that? That's the middle of the range captain setup. So it has a little bit of problems with it. But we should, on run-ups, have a stop of 60 and a target, initial target of 95, which is Globex, and a bigger target of 371. That's the next swing trade target. And then if that behaves, you have a stop run under 46 and you have a 302 stop run. And they're going to defend along the way, but that is the beginning of... Yeah, I know, Becca. I'm just sissy today. All right, I got my 5-minute break coming up right here. I'll be back. worked out, huh? That short, that captain set up on 100 NT Rinko, and now ran the stop under the 90s. We're gonna be coming in at that 40, the 50 area, and see how well they handle that. Now for the remainder of the day, this structure right here is gonna be a sticking point, and any long has to measure his or her risk according to their distance away from this structure and their capacity to run up against that structure. So there's going to be a short tone to this market. Not only that, but I mean, you could see how they put on a captain setup short right there, and that 36 is on the 50 NT Rinko plus the 100 NT Rinko captain setup short, and it just reacted accordingly, kind of as we expected it to do. Now the question is, what's next? Market is shortable on a swing trade basis with a target of 346, and we're looking for a push toward the bottom end of the Globex band and that number. And I can almost guarantee, I don't want to say guarantee you, but you're going to get a stop flush. You're going to get a defense coming up around that target number 4. That's the bottom end of the Globex band on a first touch basis. We've seen what they've done at the top end of it, right? So whenever they come up to that level, look what they do. Look what they've done here, okay? So that's a very important area where you see a lot of fading going on. And if that fading breaks the Globex, then they'll go the exact opposite, which is right here. And then they will use first touch basis to bounce the market back up. Now, they make a double bottom in and around this area between target number 4 and 5. I mean, that would be something interesting for us to kind of play around with. I'm kind of looking for the market as a shorting opportunity. So even if they bounce it off of it, I'm looking for that bounce to short into the market and not necessarily fade against the captain setup and fade against the 200 NT Rinko. But I'm expecting a bit of price stability to start coming in around that 350. I mean, you gave it a good try, Matt. You sure did. Here it comes. Here comes that little counter. Let's see how well they hold on to it. All right. We hit our target. Next target is 321. Let's see if they hold on here. They may not. I'm looking for rallies to short into this market. We should be running up right here. Oh, yeah. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis. They broke Globex band, the bottom end of it, flushed everybody, and coming back to retest it. Wow. Market is about to be out of sync with a run up to 60. I mean, like right here, that's a shortable right here at 49 with a stop at 56 and a push toward the 35s and the 30s. It just, the market ran down hard, and trying to do that one is a little bit too risky. So we'll see if we get back up here, harmony zone number 2, and give that one a try. Like, look at that. So that stops me. So that's a trap right here. And then we're going to go to 65, 70, 75 and see how the market handles that one. The market is out of sync. So if we're looking at this big picture here, we're at the bottom end of the range and the market is disconnecting. So 65, can we get 75? Let's see. We're not just going to look for a first touch basis. We're going to look for a high, a lower high, a high, and then you run the highs and you fail. They do that too. Here comes to the 70. Now that's the first touch basis. Let's see how they react to it. Okay. Okay. That's another trap, and they're gonna run it up. Okay, so let's see. We want to see a bigger run. I mean, you have stops right above that 72, and you have bigger stops at 88, but we don't want to see those. I mean, if we get 80, close to 90, and then they sell it, that's a good thing. I mean, they're setting up. I understood this trap here. Okay, here we go. Now, what we want to see is reaction. And the reaction in the form of a 37 close, a sell-off, then a rally back up that fails. If they do that, then that tells me that this area, harmony zone number 2, is significant. You could go to 90 and run the stops. You have the 88s and then come back in. Oof. See, they're not acting negative here. But we're coming to Globex. I mean, look at how nasty that is. Sell everything. Everybody's short. Rip it all back up. But we're like right here. I mean, let's see. See, that's good. That's good to see. Right ahead of it. I mean, they put a switch trade here. That would be something. You see that? Yeah, damn it. That's the switch trade right here against that, and we should be selling off. We should be selling off against Globex as a stop. Okay. I'm gonna give it another shot. Okay. I don't want to see them breaking Globex because that changes things, but like they should have reacted a little bit better. We should have been at 72, 70, 65 from this type of move or this type of, you know, high with a switch trade. We should not be where we at. Okay. Okay. I know. I mean, that's what you're looking at the 100. See that? That's the captain setup. That's the scene of the crime. So the market flushes everybody and now goes back to the scene of the crime. What time is it? Almost 10 o'clock? Do you know what it's saying? Sim, did you get the email from them saying that you passed the eval and you are to pay the fee? Once you do that, you'll be moved into your PA. Did you get the link to pay for the PA? So that's the next step for you. Then once you have that, you'll get over to moved over to real money, or not real money, but a PA. You pass it, you sign the documents, you pay the fee. Your account is very shortly will be up and going. And if you're not getting the link to pay, send tech support an email, and they'll troubleshoot that one for you. It's fairly straightforward with them. Okay, so Captain, so this is a high, a lower high. Okay, now they're jacking with people. Okay, so they're playing that game here. Like here, I'm looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity toward that target at 47, but it's not a trending market. So it's gonna oscillate and bounce around and do all these kind of games in and around this area here. I'm not necessarily super interested here in and around Globex. If anything, I should look for a short against the 405s. But I think they're going to play around with people and try to trap around the 495, like run it up there and then bring it back in. They're going to play games here. If you ever want to know where the majority of games get played, in two places. First one is the middle of the range. Like literally on this cloud, the middle of the range is where a lot of the traps are set, because there's a volume balance here. And the second spot is Globex, because that's the opening of the session. And it marks a lot of volume that starts there, and people react to it. So there's a lot of traps running in and around that level and in the middle of the range. And we are literally on both. So that's fine. Let them play games. Let them play games. Hey Nishan, how are you, buddy? Yes, it's the opening price for the the session, the Globex session. So that's 5 o'clock Central, and and that applies to all instruments. So you paid, you signed the documents, and you don't see it as a PA. Send them an email, buddy. Buddy, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a PA up and going by now. There's no technical issue across the board that's preventing anybody from paying the fee, signing the documents, and not getting the PA within 5 minutes. So if any of that did not happen for you, it's a simple email. Send it to them. They'll figure out what needs to happen and go from there. And Nishan, yes, we're looking at that price. So that is one spot. The second spot is the middle of the range on this cloud. So look at that. They're going to put a captain set up short and pull it back. That's what they're going to do here. You're going to see it happen in the next few seconds. Speed range and behavior, here it comes. Question is why I am not in it. Like you could literally see it happen. I mean, thank you, Rebecca, for the therapy, for the therapy session. Yeah, I need it. When you see it so clearly, and he's like, "Why are you not in this damn thing?" It's like, okay, here you go. They're putting a captain setup. They're gonna rip it back down to the middle of the range at least. It's gonna happen in the next few seconds. 1, 2, 3, go. And it exactly works that way. All right, 78.50 is a captain setup on the 70 NT Renko. And that will set the stage for a selling pressure that will take us to the 60s. So if we break 78 half, which on this switch trade we should, then rallies are going to be something to look at. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you, Steven, on that one. I am with you. I'd rather have it in the direction of the harmony wave, but sometimes they just do this around Globex, and that just a telltale that the market is just flipping. Here we go. So now we got the 78. You're getting a captain set up on the 70. So take a look. That's it right here. Right on Globex, and you have a wick. So, you know, if we get any decent signal, I mean, it is a decent signal. It's just we're looking for like the 20 NT Rinko to, yeah, like right here, like run up to 90s, 90, 93, and reverse. So that's the 93. Okay, and reverse. Yeah. Yeah, that's not what they need to be doing. Okay, I'm not. Okay, so here we go again. And that should sell off into the 85s with a stop right above 401. You don't want to see that, yeah. If they rip it up here, 401, then that's pause. That's trappy. Okay. There you go. That's consistent. That's consistent with that captain setup on the 70. Just the fact that they ran it up almost to a reversal. Because if they went anything over that 405, that would have reversed that captain setup. At least put on a potential 6-prong captain setup. But the fact that they held on right here is a good thing. Now it's the 80s turn. You got to break the 80s, and when you rally back up, hold on to it. Here it comes. Now they're going to test the 70s on a stop flush. Here we go, and that rally. So that now Now let's see if they hold it. You got one here, and one here, and they keep buying them right here. So you cannot go above 401 or 405. Price action is slow. How you see yourself. Slow and trappy. They need to hold on to that 405. How did we do, Matt? Did you end up making some money? I know that big trade that you got going on. Okay, good job. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you next week. By the way, next week is my last week before vacation, so I will be in all the way through till Friday. Then the week after that, the whole week I'll be off. Ain't nothing wrong with that. 6 grand is 6 grand. That's excellent. I'll send you guys pictures. Now, okay, let's put it this way. If they put on 78, 75, if they close 78, 75, there'll be a 6 prong captain setup short on the 70 NT wrinkle. I'll take a shot at it at that point on any rally at 78. So unless they do that, I'm leaving this chop fest alone. It's a Friday after all. So unless it's clear, like I've had a couple of trades on micro, be honest with you. One in before the market opened, uh, right here, and when we were trading, I just put a couple of micro trades in here, made a little bit, and that's all the action I really kind of took. I'm trying to be a little bit more careful on a Friday, considering it's the end of the week. So, and this is really truly kind of underscore what we were talking about earlier on, how Globex and the middle of the range are two places where the market will just chop up. So if I want to know if there's a high probability of a chop up, I just look at the chart and see, okay, we're at around Globex, stay away. We're in the middle of the range. How did we get there? That can tell you a lot. So 80, 26 points. So that's a $500 risk. So if I, yeah, 445. So if I take the 78, my stop is 08. And I don't want to take that. I just like to get a little bit of a push back up and see. I mean, it looks like they want to. Here it comes. That's the 6 pound captain setup, guys. So now I gotta take a risk. I gotta take a risk. Let them run it up a little bit. And my stop is gonna be 08. I'm gonna take it right here. And I know I'm giving it up way too early. I know it. I know it. I know it. And it's okay with me. I'll just pocket some money and move on in this type of market. So that's this trade right here. It may bounce right back up. I'll get back in. I mean, this thing should be at 60. And it will get to 60. It will get to 60. Yeah, I mean, like I should be looking for another ad, be honest with you. Like, okay, so I made a little bit of money off of this little rotation, middle of the range to target, right? Not quite the middle of the range and not quite the target, but just in essence, that's where it's at. Okay. So I scalped it, and they put on another 81 quarter. I mean, it should be an entry for another run up to 72, where they run the stops, and then they go to 60. That's the, but they cannot break 400 in the process of making that. We'll see. I mean, the only reason I'm not knee deep in this is location, location, location. You could always volunteer information, especially good ones like that. We we like your input, Becca. So I never feel sorry for doing that. Yeah. Okay. Now see that? That's good, and it should start selling to 80s right now. That's the trickery here. Wow. If they put a captain setup short, then I'll take it. I know they didn't. They need to stabilize at under 400. They can't be busting through 400. Such a rat. Such a rat. They really gotta hold it here. Like signals like the 70. Look at that. Like this, the 70 NT wrinkle around Globex right here. I mean, that is in any momentum market, you will get the 6 prong captain setup, and this thing will flash sell to 60 in seconds. And now you're getting, and I felt like, okay, I cannot go short at 78. I have to look for a rally, and I got it into a target, and I thought I was like selling it for cheap. Like, hey, I need to be still in it. And then we're getting this counter. And if this counter closes the 405, then you have a bunch of stops at 8, and you're going to run it up. Then potentially bring it back in. But that much noise around here is just tells me I gotta take my money and keep it. Give me a second, somebody's calling me. I mean, look at this nonsense, right? And I thought I was selling it. Like, here you go. Like, he's short here, covered here. I was like, man, I'm giving this one up. Way too easy for them. And I just had a feeling that, I don't need to be overcommitted here because it's not the typical market you'll get. And you're around Globex, which they're notorious for flip flopping. Okay, 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 okay. Let them play that game. Did you flip the switch on them, Marty? Did you go along? Look at these bastards. I figured you did that. I mean, be honest with you, that's kind of a brave move. Trying to go against that 70 NT Rinko, but It's a Friday, man. You're up money. Run for the hills. All right, take care, Marty. Good job. The market is so damn slow right now. Any big plans from anybody for the weekend? Good for them running this price action. Trapped. Boom. Now we're going back to the top end of the Globex band, and also you're looking at this captain setup that started everything. So ultimately they ran the stops, brought it back in to the middle of the range, trapped some more people, ran it up to the top end of that range. And you have that 57 as an area of bunch of stops just sitting there. I mean, we're picking up a little bit of steam. Price action is becoming a little bit more robust, not sleepy. Slow, slow, slow. Hey Adam, you doing any traveling lately to the U.S. side? Oh, you are? Oh wow. California, Los Angeles. Really? No Mexico anymore? Wow. Yeah, Mexico's beautiful, man. Really beautiful. Yeah, once you have a beach house, man, why would you ever want to let that go? You always have a vacation home. Yeah, I think so. I mean, everybody wants to go to the beach so they could, get a de-stressor. But I tell you what, I mean, you have a beach home. Every day is a vacation. Tequila, huh? And I'm sure the kind of tequila that you drink are on the expensive taste style. So what kind of tequila is it? I almost joined the tequila club in Frisco here. They have them around where you come in every weekend and you sample a different tequila from different part of the world. I always thought that was kind of cool. 42, yeah. I think I had that one. Don Julio, right? Which one though? Because they have different ones. Um, 1942. Let me see here. Here you go. It's at 47. Let me see what you're dealing with here. Let me see here. Let me see how much Instacart Reserve Cristallano. I mean, I'm always looking to gift people good alcohol. Oh, look at you. Is that it? 42 or Cristallano? So that's the 42. That's whiskey, right? That's the reserve bar. That's not it. Magenta. Let's see. Really, that's not bad. Let me see. I may have to get some of this. Is that it? Which one you go for? Magenta, tequila, cristalino. The white one. This one. Okay. Okay, well that's good to know because I definitely, it's 40% proof and it's from Mexico. So that has to be good. What about the 42? Because I mean, that's just, what are we dealing with on this 42? It's 40 proof. The dark one. Okay. This one, extra añejo. Either one. See the other one. Oh, you don't like this one? That's a limited. You like the dark ones, okay. Añejo. And then you got this one right here. Cool. So that this one won multi awards, I guess. The one that you like, this one. So what happened? I mean, it's also Mexican. That's Mexican tequila. Okay. Is it because of the tariffs? Went up in price? Switch trade right here and a lower high. And we're looking at 400. Okay, Don Julio 70. I'm getting all this expert advice on tequila. Don Julio White 70. There's two of them that are white. Look at that. Which one? This one for 500 or or hey, treat yourself after a good trade right here. David is, I'll take a martini 007 style. Huh? Yeah. Oh. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of tequila. It's easy on the body, actually. Vodka and tequila. Really? Anything over 200? I mean, sometimes you just want to splurge a little bit. You have a very good trading day, you're making some money, come back, you pour in a $500 tequila all by yourself. Something satisfying about doing that. A little bit of reward for the hard work. Let's go. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. We made a little bit of money in 4 accounts, small amount, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take it. I think I'm going to call it a day here and just go take care of my other things, hit the gym, then enjoy the rest of the week. All right, guys, take care. It was fun. Interesting market to read through today. Always expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. All right, we'll see you guys bright and early Monday morning. Take care. Have a nice weekend. See you on the next one.